Oh, so Christine has left for Utah and is going to go see McKelty again. And she was just at McKelty's, I think, 2 weeks ago. Just before Christine took off for Utah this trip, I went over and talked to her about finding my boxes, boxes of my stuff in the garage. And so we had a long talk about what's going on in our lives.
I think we both just need to be free of each other. I'm just ready to be free. It was bad before COVID. It's been 10, 12 years of bad.
I'm not in a good place about it right now. I'm shocked and I'm angry. Since then, I've been just going through the drama in my head. The things done wrong, what could have been, the blame, the refusal in my own head to want to take any accountability for what has happened. I've struggled to take her seriously about things in the past. And I'm still like wondering, well, is this really real? Is she going to change her mind? Christine and I went through kind of a whole discussion recently about how I'm never there. Well, I feel like it's kind of a tit for tat, to be honest with you. She was saying, you're never here. And I'm like going, you're always traveling during COVID. You're always doing stuff that makes it so I can't be here. And she says, you were never here before.
Even though I asked him to not sleep here anymore, he can still hang out with the girls and everything. But he's not here any more than he was before. He's not here any less. It's the same. Truly's not even noticed it.
It's weird when wives are like, where are you? What are you doing? And I'm like, he's going. Kody is somebody who keeps himself very, very busy. Even back in Vegas, everybody was still complaining about time.
From the first time that I even met Kody, he has always been like high energy and everywhere. Sometimes I would wish that he would just be a little bit more focused and centered, and then sometimes I would just realize, you know what, this is just who he is.
Different people think that Kody's not being fair with his time, and he really actually is. They're just not tracking it because they're struggling. And it's really easy to sit there and think of the lack when you're struggling.
I couldn't live in his world, for sure. He's pretty scattered. I know he uses his car as an office, but when he's at my house, he doesn't really come home till about 6 p.m. I know he ends up at Robin's a lot to help with the little kids, but I really am not sure where he is.
Kody and I have a lot going on during the day. That's why I have a nanny, so that I can have her help me instead of trying to ask Kody to help with the kids. It's not really fair of me to ask him to help when he has so many responsibilities and has such a big family.
I literally have Christine telling me that the kids don't think I want to be around them. I've stayed home all year. I haven't done anything. I didn't do any of my business things. I didn't see my friends. I didn't travel with any of them. And yet, Christine's lifestyle hasn't really been infringed upon, to be honest with you, by COVID.
It's hard to see just such a contrast with Kody, how he is at Robin's house versus how he is at my house. He's just disengaged at my house. My kids and I hike all the time. We go kayaking all the time. Kody came hiking with us once, and he brought Robin's kids because he was babysitting them.
It's not normal for me to babysit my kids. I've been working all my life. I was raised on a ranch. We were always busy. The idea of going and kayaking or hiking and stuff like that is not something I really do a lot of with anybody. I'm good at watching my kids, but I almost never do it. It's easier for me to pay somebody $20 an hour than to lose $200 an hour with the business that I have at hand.
Isabel just said, Gwen and I both talk about how we see yours and Dad's relationship is really broken. And to see him with other wives, she goes, I can't imagine what that's like for you. And we don't want to see that either.
This isn't a new complaint, that Kody favors me. They kind of make assumptions about how he is at my home. I'm not getting some preferential treatment, even though that's what they think. Plural marriage is hard for me too.
The good news is, that Savannah is out of the woods. She's over her COVID. And so somewhere between 10 and 15 days, I'm not sure, 10 or 14 days, I'm not positive with 10 or 20 days. I got to get it straight, but I'm thinking I'm going to be able to go over to Janelle's house in just a couple of weeks and be able to stay there again. Savannah's better, Janelle's better, Gabe and Garrison have been better for a week.
I still feel like we all need to be careful, but at least now I'm able to go over to Janelle's house without worrying about getting COVID and bringing it over to anybody else, at least for a while.
As I understand it, best I know, this is what Janelle is telling me, is that she can't get it now for 90 days. So we started making plans about traveling, and then I realized after we had made these plans, I'm like, well, I can get it.
Janelle and her kids have gotten over COVID, but we don't know yet if that's like some sort of a safety situation where like he can't get it.
I'm frustrated by it. It's just life we live, though. And now we're realizing more than ever before during COVID how much one person's actions can affect the rest of the family. So I'm not happy about it, but this is what's going on.
Yes, Kody's actions are in fact, hurting the whole family. It's true.
Kody's been at my house a lot just by default because of the decisions that other wives are making. I love Kody dearly, but this is not what I chose. His other relationships are stressing him out so much that it's not like it's really fun to have him around that much anyway. He's an angry man right now. He's really struggling, and he's really struggling with kind of what's going on. What's going on with him and Christine, I've never seen him like this before. It's like it's including the kids, and that's getting worse for him, and he's having a very hard time. I don't think everybody's quite understanding what's going on here. I miss my husband. Because he's not himself. Anytime I try to talk to him, I get the anger, thrown at me. And I have to say, hey, whoa, I'm not, I'm not who you're mad at,